I'm here in front of the Kamikoff Center for Geriatric and Rehabilitation Medicine on East Bay Street in Long Beach. Why am I here? Because of this week's Parsha. Very interesting pasuk tells us that Hu Aaron u Moshe, that Moshe and Aaron were a team. And it's interesting, Rashi points out that Aaron is mentioned first. And Rashi points out that they were really equals. That even though Moshe seemed to be the one that got the calling at the burning bush, they were equals. Aaron also had an incredibly important role. And Hu Aaron u Moshe, Aaron sometimes mentioned first, Moshe sometimes mentioned first. Asks Rav Zalman Sorotzkin in the Aznaim LaTorah, weren't we told that Moshe was the greatest of all the prophets? He was head and shoulders above every other prophet. That would include his brother Aaron. How could we equate the two? Rav Sorotzkin points out that when they began their calling, Moshe was 80, Aaron was 83. When Moshe died, he was 120, Aaron was 123. And even though a tzaddik like Aaron spends every moment making sure that he's focused on chesed and focused on godly ideas, Moshe was able to do in 120 years what Aaron was able to do in 123 years. That shows you the power of Moshe. It also shows you that Moshe and Aaron began their careers, so to speak, in their 80s, 80 and 83. And certainly we can't compare an 80-year-old today to an 80-year-old at the time of Moshe and Aaron. But it says a lot about retirement age and one's ability to function and to make a huge difference in the world. One could argue that Moshe and Aaron made a greater difference in the world than perhaps two other brothers ever, and they began at an older age. Have a good Shabbos.